Most people are terrified of being forgotten. They post, they shout, they linger. They believe that if they leave the room, they lose their place in the world. They are wrong. When you are present, you are a reality. You are predictable. You are a known quantity that the brain can categorize and then ignore. But the moment you vanish, deliberately, surgically, you stop being a person and start being a problem that the other person's mind is forced to solve. You don't get power by showing up. You get power by leaving a hole that nothing else can fill. The loudest way to speak is to stop talking. The most aggressive way to move is to stand still in the dark. Welcome to the art of calculated absence. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. It really helps support the channel. The Big Promise. Today, we are moving past playing hard to get. That is a game for amateurs. We are entering the realm of presence deprivation and mental territory acquisition. I am going to show you why your constant availability is the reason you are undervalued. We are going to explore the psychological mechanics of scarcity-induced value and the Zeigarnik effect. By the end of this 50-minute deep dive, you will have the ghost protocol. You will learn how to withdraw your energy in a way that forces others to pursue you, how to make your absence feel like a heavy weight, and how to own their thoughts without saying a single word. You will learn that attention is temporary, but mental space is permanent. If you have ever felt like you were too much for someone who gave you too little, this is the blueprint for flipping the script. The hunger of the available. Look at your interactions. You reply to the text in seconds. You are always the one to check in. You adjust your schedule to fit theirs. You believe that by being reliable, you are building a bridge. In reality, you are building a floor. And people walk on floors. You feel exhausted because you are fighting for crumbs of attention from people who have a full plate. You think if you give more, they will finally see your value. But the human brain is wired to devalue anything that is infinite. If the sun never set, we would stop looking at the sky. The weight in your chest is the realization that you have become a commodity. You are high supply, which means you are low value. You are so there that you have become invisible. You aren't being loved for your consistency. You are being used for your convenience. And the moment you stop providing that convenience, they won't miss you. They'll just find a new floor. The vacuum of the mind. Why does absence work? Because of the Zeigarnik effect. The human brain hates an unfinished story. When you are present and explaining yourself, the story is closed. The brain relaxes. It moves on. But when you withdraw, without a clear why, when you create calculated absence, you leave the story open. You create a psychological vacuum. The brain cannot tolerate a vacuum. It must fill the hole. If you aren't there to provide the facts, the other person's imagination will provide the fiction. They will wonder, where are they? Who are they with? Why don't they need me anymore? By withdrawing, you transition from being an external person to being an internal thought. You are no longer someone they talk to. You are someone they think about. In the game of power, the person who thinks more about the other loses. Absence forces them to invest mental energy in you. And the more they invest, the more valuable you become to them. This is the sunk cost fallacy of attention. They have spent so much time wondering about you that they convince themselves you must be worth the effort. The king of the empty throne. Consider the 18th century courtier who was losing his influence with the king. Instead of begging for an audience or performing more favors, he did something radical. He left. He retired to his country estate without an explanation. He didn't send letters. He didn't ask for news. He simply became unavailable. At first, the court was relieved. But then the silence started to itch. The king began to wonder if the courtier was plotting. The rivals began to wonder if the courtier knew a secret they didn't. The king's advisors started saying, "Remember how he used to solve these problems? Where is he?" His absence created a presence that his physical body never could. He became a legend in his own time because he wasn't there to be proven human. When he finally returned 6 months later, he didn't have to ask for power. The king offered it to him just to stop the anxiety of his absence. He didn't win by being better. He won by being missing. The Ghost Protocol. To master calculated absence, you must implement the Ghost Protocol through these 5 layers. Layer 1. The tactical fade. Do not announce your departure. Do not take a break from social media with a post. Just stop. Announcements are a plea for someone to ask you to stay. True absence is silent. Layer 2. The variable response. Break the pattern of your availability. Reply in 5 minutes once, then 5 hours, then 5 days. Make your attention a random reward. This triggers the same dopaminergic loops as gambling. They will check their phone more often because they can't predict when the win, your reply, will happen. Layer 3. The presence of other. When you are absent, you must be visibly busy with something else, but never specify what. Let them see they are thriving without them. This creates a fear of missing out.
FOMO. If you are just sitting in a dark room, you aren't absent. You're pouting. If you are building an empire, you are a ghost. Layer 4. The 3-word cutoff. When you do reappear, do not over-explain. Use short, punchy, high-value sentences. Give them enough to know you're alive, but not enough to know you're theirs. Layer 5. The anchor of self. The secret to calculated absence is that you must actually be okay with never coming back. If you are faking it, they will smell the desperation. You must anchor your value in your own world so that their attention is a nice to have, not a need
to have. There is a terrifying beauty in realizing you are enough without an audience. When you stop fighting for attention, you finally have the energy to build a life worth paying attention to. You stop being a satellite orbiting someone else's sun. You become the sun. Calculated absence isn't about being cold. It's about being precious. It's about teaching the world that your time has a price, and that price is respect and reciprocity. When you withdraw, you aren't losing people. You are filtering them. The ones who truly value you will feel the cold when you leave. They will reach out. They will adjust. The ones who don't were only using you for the warmth you gave for free. You are reclaiming your mental territory. You are becoming the architect of your own importance. Calculated absence is the key to owning the mind. It is the tool that turns a friend into a follower and a rival into a fan. But once you have created the vacuum, once they are obsessed with your silence, you face a new, more dangerous question. What do you do when you return? Because if you return as the same person who left, the vacuum collapses and the cycle of neglect begins again. To keep the power, your return must be as strategic as your departure. You must return with a new architecture. If you are ready to learn how to rebuild your presence so that they never take you for granted again, subscribe. The next phase of your dominance is about to be revealed. But for now, remember, if you are always there, you are never seen. If you are never there, you are always imagined. Stay unreadable. Step into the shadow. If this video resonated with you, take a moment to like it. And if you want to explore more of these quiet, deeper ideas, subscribe to the channel. There's more coming.